It was a Tuesday morning when my patient, Margaret, came in scared. She'd eaten healthy all her life. Lots of greens, fresh salads, and vegetable smoothies. But last month, she was rushed to the hospital with what looked like a mini stroke. The shock? It wasn't from sugar or fat. It was from a few vegetables she thought were helping her. That moment changed how I see senior nutrition forever. I'm Dr. Howard Tucker, a longevity doctor with decades of experience helping people stay strong and sharp after 60. And today, we're uncovering one truth most people miss. Not every vegetable is safe for older adults. Some can quietly raise blood pressure, thicken blood, and even trigger clots overnight. Sitting across from me is my dear friend, Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, a Japanese physician and longevity expert who studied aging for more than a century. Doctor, welcome back to the Best Life Seniors podcast.
Thank you, Howard. It's good to be here again. And you're right. Not all vegetables are safe for seniors. People think plants are always good. But after 60, our body changes. The kidneys slow down. Blood vessels stiffen. What once helped the body detox can now overload it.
That's something most people never hear. Everyone's told to eat the rainbow. But you're saying some of those colors can harm us?
Yes. It starts with chemicals inside the vegetables, oxalates and nitrates. In small amounts, they're fine. But in older adults, these build up fast. If the kidneys can't clear them, they can form crystals or irritate blood vessels. That irritation raises inflammation. And that's when stroke risk climbs.
So that's why some people feel dizzy or lightheaded after a green smoothie, or get that sudden pressure feeling after eating beets or spinach.
Exactly. It's not imagination, it's chemistry. Studies from Kyoto University and the NIH show how oxalates can thicken blood and stress the arteries, especially when dehydration or medications are involved. But the answer isn't to fear vegetables. It's to choose wisely and prepare them right.
That's a relief. Because people listening might think you're saying to stop eating greens, but you're really saying learn which ones help and which ones harm.
Yes, some vegetables cleanse, others clog. It depends on age, hydration, and how they're cooked. When cooked the right way, even high oxalate foods can become safe again. And that's what we'll uncover today. We'll reveal which vegetables quietly raise stroke risk overnight, and which ones protect your arteries instead. We'll look at new studies from Japan and the US, and show how simple cooking changes can protect your brain and your heart. So stay with us, because the difference between danger and healing might just be what's on your plate tonight.
So, doctor, let's go straight into it. Which vegetables are the real culprits here? The ones that quietly raise stroke risk after 60?
The first group is dark leafy greens that are high in oxalates. Things like spinach, beet greens, and Swiss chard. They sound healthy and they are for younger people. But in seniors, too much of these can overload the kidneys.
That's surprising. Spinach is often called a superfood. Most people eat it thinking it strengthens the heart.
It's true that spinach is rich in vitamins, but it's also very high in oxalic acid. When the body can't clear it fast enough, it binds to calcium in the blood. That forms small crystals that can stiffen arteries or even trigger mild blockages in tiny blood vessels.
So what you're saying is, it's not the spinach itself that's bad. It's the buildup inside the body that creates the risk.
Exactly. After 60, our metabolism slows. The kidneys don't filter as efficiently. Those extra oxalates stay in circulation longer, raising the chance of clots or calcification.
And what about beets? I know many seniors add beet juice for energy or blood pressure support.
That's another tricky one. Beets are rich in nitrates, which in small amounts improve circulation. But too much, especially from juices or powders, can react with medications or raise nitric oxide to unstable levels. That may lead to sudden drops or spikes in blood pressure.
So, a small portion is helpful, but a big glass of beet juice every morning could do more harm than good.
Yes, moderation matters. And the same goes for kale. While it's rich in antioxidants, it can interfere with blood-thinning medications like warfarin. I've seen patients who thought they were doing everything right end up with unpredictable clotting levels just from daily kale smoothies.
That's critical for our viewers to understand. It's not about fear, It's about awareness, because most seniors mix vegetables without realizing how they interact with their medicine or blood flow.
Correct. What's healthy for one person can be risky for another. In Japan, studies show that seniors who eat too many raw oxalate-rich vegetables have higher calcium deposits in arteries. But those who steam or boil them first remove most of the danger.
So, cooking actually changes the chemistry.
It does. Steaming, boiling, or lightly sautéing breaks down oxalates and nitrates, making them safer. And pairing these veggies with calcium-rich foods, like tofu or yogurt, binds the excess oxalate in the gut, preventing it from entering the bloodstream.
That's fascinating. It means a small change in preparation can turn a risky food into a healing one.
Exactly. Food is not the enemy. Ignorance is, once you understand how your body changes after 60, you can still enjoy these foods safely.
So it's not about giving up favorites, it's about learning how to eat smart.
Yes. And in our next part, we'll talk about the safest vegetables for seniors. Those that protect the heart, clean the blood, and even help reverse arterial damage.
So, doctor, now that we know which vegetables can raise the risk, let's turn to the good news. Which ones actually protect seniors from strokes?
There are many, Howard, but the key ones are cruciferous and sulfur-rich vegetables. Things like broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, onions, and garlic. These don't overload the kidneys, they help clean the blood instead.
Interesting. Many seniors avoid cabbage or broccoli because of bloating or gas. But you're saying these could actually strengthen the arteries?
Yes. When cooked lightly, they release compounds like sulforaphane and allicin. These natural chemicals reduce inflammation in the blood vessels and make them more flexible. Studies from Osaka University show that seniors who eat cruciferous vegetables 3 times a week have up to 30% lower stroke risk.
That's impressive. So the same compounds that make these veggies smell strong are the ones doing the healing.
Exactly. Nature hides medicine in flavor. Garlic, for example, contains allicin, which helps thin the blood gently. Unlike synthetic drugs, it improves flow without stressing the heart.
I've read something similar from the American Heart Association, that onions and garlic can lower clot formation naturally.
That's correct. And when combined with antioxidants from colored vegetables like carrots and red peppers, they protect the brain too. Beta-carotene in carrots and vitamin C in peppers fight oxidative stress in blood vessels, preventing micro-damage that leads to stroke.
So, you're describing a balance, not cutting out vegetables, but mixing the right ones in the right way.
Yes. For seniors, balance means less raw greens and more warm, colorful, cooked meals. Warm foods are easier on digestion and improve circulation. That's why Japanese elders often eat vegetable soups or lightly steamed bowls instead of raw salads.
That makes sense. The body after 60 doesn't need extremes. It needs support. And warmth brings comfort and better absorption.
Exactly. And pairing these protective vegetables with healthy fats like olive oil helps absorb nutrients. Vitamin K and carotenoids need fat to move through the bloodstream, so even a small drizzle can double the benefit.
So the perfect senior plate could be something like steamed broccoli, sautéed garlic, a bit of olive oil, and maybe carrots on the side. Simple, colorful, and healing.
Yes, that kind of plate supports the heart, brain, and circulation together. It's not a diet, it's a way of living in harmony with age.
I love that idea. Eating with wisdom, not fear. Because many people think aging means restriction, but you're saying it can mean refinement.
Absolutely, it's not about less food. It's about smarter food. When you understand what your body needs after 60, every meal becomes medicine.
Beautifully said, doctor. And in the next section, we'll talk about something just as important, hydration. Because even the best vegetables can turn risky if you're dehydrated.
Yes. Dehydration is the hidden partner in most strokes. We'll explain why next, and how to prevent it naturally every day.
Doctor, you mentioned dehydration being a hidden partner in strokes. That sounds serious. Why does it matter so much, especially for seniors?
Because water is what keeps your blood flowing smoothly. As we age, we lose our thirst signal. Seniors often drink less without realizing it. When the body is low on water, the blood thickens. Thick blood moves slowly and clots more easily. That's a direct risk for strokes.
So, even if someone eats perfectly, if they're not hydrated, the blood becomes sluggish.
Exactly. Imagine your bloodstream like a river. When it's full, it moves easily. When it dries, debris collects and blocks the flow. That's what happens in your arteries when dehydration sets in.
And some vegetables, if I remember correctly, can make dehydration worse, right?
Yes. Certain vegetables act as natural diuretics. They pull water out of the body. Spinach, celery, and asparagus are examples. They're healthy, but can cause fluid loss when eaten in large amounts without enough water.
That's interesting. Many people eat celery for its detox effect, not knowing it can actually dehydrate them.
Correct. Detox can become danger if fluids aren't replaced. The body is always trying to balance. Seniors often take medications for blood pressure or the heart that already increase urination. Combine that with diuretic vegetables, and dehydration hits faster than you think.
So the solution isn't to stop eating those vegetables, but to balance them with hydrating foods.
Precisely. Foods like cucumbers, tomatoes, zucchini, and lettuce have high water content. They cool the body and support circulation. In Japan, we often serve these vegetables lightly salted in the summer. The salt helps the body retain hydration instead of losing it too quickly.
That's clever. So it's not just about drinking more water. It's about eating foods that help hold that water inside the cells.
Exactly. And not all hydration comes from plain water. Soups, herbal teas, and water-rich fruits like oranges or melon also play a big role. These replenish electrolytes naturally, something plain water can't always do.
I've seen that firsthand. Seniors who start adding a cup of warm broth in the afternoon often notice their energy and focus improving.
That's because hydration supports oxygen flow. The brain is mostly water. Even a small drop in hydration can affect concentration, balance, and mood. When blood thickens, oxygen delivery slows down. That's why people feel dizzy or tired when dehydrated.
So even mild dehydration could mimic the early signs of a stroke: lightheadedness, confusion, or fatigue.
Exactly. And that's why I always tell my patients, if you feel dizzy, drink water first before assuming something worse. The body often just needs fluid to restore balance.
That's powerful advice. It means stroke prevention isn't only about avoiding certain vegetables or eating healthy ones. It's about keeping the body hydrated enough for the nutrients to actually do their job.
Yes, nutrition and hydration go hand in hand. You can't separate them.
I love that. And in our next section, let's go deeper into this balance: how seniors can safely combine vegetables, hydration, and minerals to keep blood flowing smoothly every day.
Perfect. Because the secret isn't in restriction, it's in the right combinations.
So, doctor, we've talked about hydration. Now let's connect the next piece. Minerals. You often say water keeps the blood moving, but minerals decide how it moves. What do you mean by that?
That's right, Howard. Hydration without minerals is like filling a car with water instead of fuel. The fluid is there, but it doesn't power anything. Your body needs electrolytes, sodium, potassium, and magnesium, to keep blood pressure and muscle function stable.
And when these are out of balance, what happens?
The blood becomes unstable. Too much sodium thickens it, too little sodium, and the heart strains to pump. Potassium keeps muscles relaxed, including those in the arteries. Magnesium keeps the rhythm steady. Without these minerals, dehydration worsens and circulation slows.
So seniors who avoid salt completely might actually be hurting themselves.
Exactly. Many seniors fear salt because they've been told it causes high blood pressure. But research now shows it's not about avoiding salt. It's about the ratio. Too much processed salt is harmful. But natural salts like sea salt or mineral salt, in small amounts, help retain hydration and support nerve function.
That's interesting because many of my patients drink lots of water but still feel tired or weak. Maybe it's because the water isn't staying in their cells.
Exactly. Without electrolytes, the water passes straight through. That's why I often recommend pairing vegetables with mineral-rich foods. For example, Add a pinch of sea salt or squeeze of lemon to steamed vegetables. Lemon provides potassium and magnesium that balance sodium naturally.
That sounds simple. Not a supplement, just small food tweaks.
Yes, food can restore balance better than pills. Avocados, tomatoes, spinach, when cooked properly, and bananas are all rich in potassium. Broccoli, pumpkin seeds, and almonds bring magnesium. Together they relax the arteries and help prevent clots.
So magnesium is especially important for circulation and heart rhythm, right?
Absolutely. Studies from Tokyo Medical University show seniors with higher magnesium intake have fewer blood pressure spikes and better oxygen flow to the brain. It keeps nerves calm and blood vessels flexible.
That explains why low magnesium often shows up as fatigue, muscle cramps, or even an irregular heartbeat.
Exactly. The signs are subtle but powerful. When you correct the mineral balance, those symptoms often disappear within days. The body remembers its rhythm.
So a good daily habit could be adding a handful of almonds or pumpkin seeds, plus lightly salted vegetables with olive oil or lemon.
Perfect example. That kind of meal supports hydration, circulation, and heart rhythm all at once. It's balance in a bowl.
I like that, balance in a bowl. And the beauty is, it's easy. No expensive products, just awareness.
Exactly. Longevity is built on small, smart habits repeated every day. And understanding minerals is one of those habits that quietly saves lives.
In the next section, let's talk about the signs the body gives when things are off. Those early warnings before a stroke or clot ever happens.
Yes, because the body always whispers before it screams. We just have to learn to listen.
Doctor, you said something powerful. The body whispers before it screams. What are those whispers? What early signs tell us a stroke or clot might be coming?
The first sign is fatigue. Not just tiredness, but a deep heaviness in the body. When blood flow slows, oxygen delivery drops. Seniors often describe it as moving through water. Slow, dull, heavy.
So fatigue could actually be poor circulation, not just aging.
Exactly. The second sign is tingling or numbness in the hands or feet. That's blood struggling to reach small nerves. It might come and go at first, but it's a warning that vessels are narrowing.
What about sudden dizziness or blurred vision? I've seen that often in my older patients.
Yes, that's another red flag. When blood flow to the brain is uneven, balance and focus are affected. Many think it's dehydration or vertigo, but it can be an early sign of vascular stress.
And headaches? Some patients complain of those more often as they age.
Persistent headaches, especially in the morning, can point to thickened blood or poor oxygen delivery. It's the brain saying, I need flow.
That's eye-opening. These are subtle signs, but they're the body's way of asking for help early.
Exactly. If you respond early, with better hydration, mineral balance, and the right vegetables, you can often reverse these symptoms completely.
So awareness really is the best prevention.
Yes, listen to your body's small messages, and you'll avoid the big alarms.
And in our final section, we'll wrap up with hope. How seniors can rebuild strength and blood flow naturally, one meal and one choice at a time.
A perfect way to end, with healing, not fear.
Doctor, this conversation has been eye-opening. It started with a simple truth, that not every vegetable is safe for seniors. And it led us into something much bigger, how food, water, and minerals all work together to keep the brain and heart alive.
Yes, and I want every listener to remember this. Aging doesn't mean decline. It means change. The body still listens, still heals, but it needs the right signals.
That's powerful, because so many seniors believe weakness or dizziness is just part of getting old, but it's often the body asking for better care.
Exactly. Most of the time it's not a disease, it's imbalance in hydration, in minerals, or in the kind of vegetables we eat. Once balance returns, energy and clarity return too.
So prevention isn't about doing more, it's about doing the right things, consistently.
Yes. A glass of water before every meal. A plate of warm cooked vegetables instead of cold salads. A pinch of sea salt or a squeeze of lemon to restore electrolytes. These small acts protect arteries more than most pills ever will.
And that's the message we want everyone to take home. Food isn't the enemy, it's the tool. Learn how to use it wisely, and you can live decades longer, sharper, stronger, and more independent.
I've seen it in my patients for over a century. When they eat with awareness, their bodies come alive again. The fatigue fades, the dizziness eases, and confidence returns. It's never too late to begin.
That's the perfect note to end on. If you've been feeling off lately, tired, foggy, or unsteady, take today's talk as a sign. The fix might already be in your kitchen.
Exactly. Start small, stay curious, and give your body a chance to respond. It will.
Beautifully said, Doctor. And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on the Best Life Seniors podcast. Stay tuned, because in our next episode, we're uncovering the morning drink that helps clear artery plaque naturally. You won't want to miss it.
I'll be here for that one too. Until then, eat wisely, move gently, and keep living young.